Finally, a winning day. Wasn't a sweep, but we'll take a nice winning day yesterday, up 3 units. And guess what? The Knicks play tonight. Eastern Conference Finals is on the way. And I do have a best bet alongside some baseball action. This is the free three. Let's get into these plays.
I love it, Noble. Noble, I also love your YouTube videos. I watched them while I was gone. That was fire.
But getting paid because yesterday we had a full sweep. Mike going under, that was just icing on the cake. Why are we going to go in such a weak AFC South? Unless we have the NBA blowout association.
Bang! Knicks take a point lead with 13
When you hear the sirens, you know what that means.
You got barbecue back there, and you didn't invite me. Hurt my feelings.
What is up, my friends? It is your boy Noble Living back with another DYF video where I'm bringing down my favorite picks and plays of the day as we just try to get to the bag together and make that money. Hopefully you guys made some money yesterday because yesterday was a great day for us, a 4-in-1 day. We'll do a full recap on how we did yesterday, and then of course we're going to dive into the plays today. Travel day in baseball, so games going on all day. I'll give you guys a few early games real quickly if you watch it by that time, but if not, then also we do have a few games a little bit later, including the Eastern Conference Finals. We're going to get into all of that today. Super excited to talk to you all about that. So before we do that, let's get into the recap on how we did yesterday, and then we have our debate of the day. I think you guys might like the question that I found for today. But real quickly, a recap on how we did yesterday. A 4-in-1 day, 80% hit rate. We love to see it. Up 3 units. Minnesota Timberwolves, first half, plus 4.5. No sweat bet there. They got it done with a cash on the money line as well. Off to a hard start. I told you I liked the lean on the first half team total over 50.5. Glad we didn't officially lock that one in, as obviously it missed by like 3 points there, but love to see it. And then also Julius Randle, red hot, man. I hope you guys took him. I didn't log him in the action, but I took him personally. Man, I'm going to keep riding that wave. Anthony Edwards, over 6.5 rebounds. That's one that we're going to keep riding, man. I mean, you could ladder this one up. Plus 8, plus 9, plus. So keep playing around with those. Dylan Cease, that was our only down play of the day, and he didn't even pitch bad. The Padres just didn't give any run support. So 3-0 loss to the Blue Jays there. Cease just had a few mistake pitches, home runs. He also blew our Nobu Nerfy of the day. That was kind of annoying, but we were able to split our Nerfy, so you can't be too mad at that. And then our builder parlay of the day with the Phillies and Yankees, that cashed. And then the San Francisco Giants and Las Vegas Aces, that also cashes. Always good to see when you get a few moneyline parlays through the net there, because that's not just one win. That's not just, it's 2 wins, 4 wins. So you kind of like to see that because that kind of lets you feel like you're in the right side of things. So let's dive into the plays for today. But before we do that, let's go to the debate of the day real quickly. And I saw this one on Twitter. It was pretty interesting. It says Kyrie Irving, Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, Allen Iverson, Kevin Durant, Paul Pierce, Kawhi Leonard. The only scorers I recall who were comfortable against this type of defensive pressure in the playoffs. That is pretty crazy. That that is a nice list right there. And I'm interested to see who you would add to that list. If you went to the comments, some people said D Wade. He made an argument as to why not D Wade. Some people questioned Kyrie. Some people brought up Steph, right? I don't even see LeBron's name on this list. And that's a little bit interesting. And I think when I think about it, I think you have to add like maybe 2 to 3 more players here. And I didn't even think about LeBron, if I'm being honest. That his name, I didn't even realize he wasn't on this list. But his longevity and making it to the finals, like, you have to be comfortable with that type of defensive pressure. So for me, I'd put LeBron on that list. I don't know if I'd put Steph, if I'm being 100% honest, right? And you could debate that, or you could drop who you guys think. I'm going to put LeBron. I'm going to put, there was one more person that came to my mind, and now it is slipping my mind. I would put Reg on that list, and then also Charles Barkley. Those are the 3. Now, we can argue it later. We can talk about why later, but think about who you would put on the list, and let's dive into the plays for today. All our plays are tracked at the Action Network. Follow us at Noble Living, and our first play of the day is going to be this. Okay, it's going to be our Moneyline Parlay, some early baseball going on here. So if you're not watching this early, sorry if you're going to miss out on this play, but we're going to go with the Houston Astros on the money line, and then the San Francisco Giants. We're going to run it back with them on the money line today. I like both of these teams to get it done. The Houston Astros are really the team that we're getting the value with, that we're trying to get a little bit lower or a little bit cheaper. Okay, the San Francisco Giants are sending Logan Webb to the mound. Let's pull this up real quickly. I like to use ESPN for this. I'm not going to dive into these games too much just because of the early games. You probably won't be watching it too much. But for the Giants, Logan Webb's on the mound. He's been stellar at home, less than 1 ERA at home. And the Royals, their offense can't score. Like their line today is under 2.5. So the line of under 7.5, I agree with as well. I think Logan Webb's the better pitcher at home. They're going to get it done. And then also the Hunter Brown, he has been just fire. 1.43 ERA, you could see right there. If you look at his recent starts, 1-run baseball, 8 innings against the Rangers, shutout baseball, 5 2/3 against the Reds, another 1-run, 6 innings against the Royals. So Hunter Brown's been good. So we're gonna lock that in for the first play of the day. Our second play early is gonna be on the St. Louis Cardinals on the money line, and I'm just a big fan of Palente. The Cardinals have won a lot of games when he's on the bump. Again, I'm not gonna talk about this game too much just because it is an early game and you might not be watching it. But 4.11 ERA is a little bit deceiving when you kind of look at the numbers on how Palente has been doing recently. If you look at it, 2 straight starts, one against the Royals and one against the Nationals, where he's given up 2 earned runs on 14 combined innings, and a lot of the runs were just mistake pitch home runs, but no walks. That's the biggest thing that you like to see. He's got great control over his pitches, so I love to see that. And then with it being a home game as well, he hasn't pitched at home in a while. I think this could be a kind of a good spot for him. Give me Palente and the Cardinals. All right, let's get to the evening games, and we've got 2 more best bets on the way for you guys. All right, the first one is going to be a little mixed parlay for you guys, and it's going to be the Red Sox on the money line, and then we're going to go with the Minnesota Lynx on the money line. And if we go to the Red Sox game real quickly, you will see that they're sending Garrett Crochet to the mound. Crochet has been really good for the Red Sox this year, 4-3 on this year with a 2 ERA, and that's really just because he hasn't really got a whole lot of run support. But then Tyler McGill is on the mound for the Mets, and the problem with Tyler McGill is despite the 3.74 ERA, he's been in really bad form lately. Against the Yankees, 4 runs given up in 2 2/3 innings. Against the Cubs, 4 2/3 innings, 7 hits, and another 4 runs given up. The Cardinals, another 4 runs given up to go with 5 innings and another home run. So it's just he's strung with the control, 5 walks, 2 walks, 3 walks. And he's also getting earned runs on the board. That's not going to get it done. And then also, if you go a little bit deeper and you look at his splits in comparison to the home and road, on the road, 5.25 ERA. Guess where the Mets are today? They're on the road. So give me the Garrett Crochet, the ace of this staff, to grab the win. It's at -150, so we got to parlay that with something. So that is where the Minnesota Lynx come in against the Dallas Wings. They've already beaten them once this season. Yes, it's only the third game in the WNBA season, but like I said, the Lynx are one of those money line teams for me, kind of like in college basketball when you have like a really big favorite that wins pretty consistently. I like the Lynx here just because I think they're on that revenge tour to try to get back to the WNBA finals. So I'm going to continue to take them pretty consistently in good spots. Our last best bet is going to be the Eastern Conference Finals. I'm probably going to take Brunson's points because I love it. I do think Cat's points could be a good read, but I've got Karl-Anthony Towns over 11.5 rebounds today. We've been taking the rebound props here in the playoffs, and they've been cashing in for us. We cashed in yesterday with Anthony Edwards. Why don't we do it again today? And Karl-Anthony Towns has been a guy that has had great performances, not only in these playoffs, but against Indiana as well. But let's just look at the rebound numbers real quickly. In the closeout game against Boston, he had 12 rebounds. He had 11 rebounds a game, 2 games before that, 15, 17, 13, 15, dating back to the first series against the Pistons. So he's gone over this number in 5 of the last 10 games, and he's averaging 12 rebounds per game for the playoffs. But if we look at his numbers against the Pacers, this is why I also like his point line at 22.5. You can see he scored 40 points, 30 points, 21 points, 40 points dating back to 2023. He always does well against the Pacers, and it's typically because of Miles Turner, who is a very similar prototype to Karl-Anthony Towns, but Karl-Anthony Towns is the better player of the two, and it's just tough for the Pacers to defend a player both on the inside and the outside of Karl-Anthony Towns' size. Now, that is one of the reasons why they were able to beat the Cavaliers, because Jared Allen is solely an inside type of player who does not have the type of touch and shot that a Cat does. That changed a complete different ball game here. Offensive Cat should be able to get points, but I believe defensively the Pacers are going to be looking to not only get the stops, right? But get out in transition as well. We have a pretty high total for this one. If I scroll up real quickly, of 223.5, the line's already moved from 222, 221. So that gets me thinking that we might get an over. And if not, that just means that we're going to get a lot of tempo, a lot of pace, in my opinion, which means more rebound opportunities as well. So I go back to Karl-Anthony Towns real quickly against the Pacers. You can see here 12 rebounds, 9 rebounds, 15 and 12. I like Cat today. He's been able to grub on the board. And I think last year is a great revenge spot for this Knicks team. They're motivated, and I like them today. I don't know if they're going to grab the win. I do think they're going to get the win. But again, I'm betting this series from just a player prop perspective. I don't want to be too emotionally invested because I do think the Knicks are going to win and get to the finals. But Jalen Brunson's points is not a bad look. So here we go for today. Karl-Anthony Towns over 11.5 rebounds. The Red Sox and the Minnesota Lynx on the money line at -110. And then 2 early baseball plays with the St. Louis Cardinals on the money line. And then we've got a 2-way parlay with the Houston Astros and the San Francisco Giants. That is it for me today, my friends. I will have a few added plays on the Action Network for sure. A few player props in the Knicks game, or maybe a builder lay. We missed our bonus builder lay yesterday by maybe we only had like 11 points. That was annoying because I really like Tina Charles the most, and I kind of got talked out for it. But it's okay. It happens. So we're going to bounce back. But we do have some WNBA action, so make sure you guys tap into Noble Living on the Action Network and then also on the Noble Nerfy TikTok as well. All right, guys. Appreciate you guys. Let's have a day, and we'll see you tomorrow. And go New York, go.